We are live. We about to get started, y'all. It's early, crack of the motherfucking dawn. We up with the Roosters as always on the Flow Show No Filter. So let's get it started. We about to bring our audio guests in here. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show No Filter are for education and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. What the hell is today? Today is Hump Day. Happy Hump Day, Wednesday. Thank you for joining the Flow Show No Filter for another morning if you're tuning in early or night, depends. We got listeners all over the place, working, Ubering, working at hospitals. So you might be watching this at any time. But for me, it is first thing in the morning. Hey, Shanna, we got somebody joining me. I'm throw her up there. If you're joining me, you're either on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Every day you can catch me live doing this show now. I just started this week. And it'll be going on, but Monday through Friday, 7:30. I know that's early, but I gotta get the show done early so I can get it to the Apple and Spotify people, before 9:00. I like to get it to them before they go to work or whatever. So 7:30, I'm live from my YouTube channel, Flow Daddy Flow, FLODADDY FLO, and I'll be recording the show and talking about everything. So tune into the podcast. But if you you can always catch me on Apple and Spotify for the audio version. And you can always subscribe for video content on the Patreon, and for the exclusive audio content, you can do that on the Buzzsprout, which is connected to the Apple and Spotify. So we all over the place, y'all. Shout out to everybody that helped me start this podcast. I didn't know it would get this crazy and this big, this fast. No Diddy. But I owe it to y'all and my day ones out there who, if y'all remember, y'all were the ones even told me to do this, and here I am. But we're going to get into it. So today's show, we're going to recap The Fall of Diddy. It's out now. Pretty in-depth documentary by the ID channel. And it's pretty good, actually. Like, it's got a lot of information that I didn't know, or even if I knew, I kind of forgot. They kind of went into a little more detail than some of the other documentaries. And so I'm going to have a panel this weekend. If y'all know, we had a panel last time to discuss the making of a bad boy or whatever. We had fun. I think we did that on Saturday too. So I'm going to have another panel this weekend. Emails will go out to all subscribers. You all will be invited. So to all the subscribers, look forward to an exclusive invite to the panel this weekend where we're going to talk about this documentary. I believe it's so far 5 episodes. I'm through the first 2. So today I'm going to talk about the first 2 episodes. I mean, what they covered in the first 2 and go over that. But y'all, before I get into that, I'm going to tell you the theme in a second. But before I get into that, I got a little quick rant. And it's finally pissing me off now. And guess who's on the chopping block this morning? I always calling out some businesses. And I've told y'all about this before, but it's getting on my fucking nerves now. Walmart. When I order groceries and y'all supposed to deliver them to me, it's very convenient for me. I mean, I don't really like going in there and doing all the walking and finding everything, and it takes me hours. So I like to have it delivered. So I know I can go in there, y'all. But I can't do that. So I'm paying for this service of Walmart to deliver. And they have just got out of control with the replacements. Like, they are replacing shit with shit like that I didn't even fucking order.
Like how I'm gonna order grapes and you gonna replace them with strawberries? How am I ordering the big bottle of Mott's, the big container, and y'all send me some other apple juice in some tiny ass container that costs more? And on top of that, if that ain't bad enough, they got this scam going on. Y'all tell me if y'all have noticed this, if any of y'all have ordered y'all groceries from Walmart. I strongly believe that they send, when you order your fruit, they send you the old ass fruit, the fruit that you don't even be wanting to touch. It's like and I wouldn't say it, but it's happening so much now. I'm like, no. They must have specific orders that if this is a delivery order, give them the old fucking grapes, the mushy ones, the ones that's soft and taste old. Because when I go to Walmart, they got the Walmart I go to, the best fruit. It all looks good. You probably eat about $10 worth of fruit before you even get to the counter. And Shannon, I said, everybody always telling me, Shannon here telling me that, yeah, thanks for the advice. I got to listen to y'all, but I don't know. I'm so like, boom, boom, boom. I move so fast, I probably overlook it. Shannon's saying that I can go into my app and change the replacements to none. If they don't have what you're looking for, they won't replace it. Whatever the hell they want. Right. But sometimes I need a subversion of that. But thanks, Shannon. I'm about to turn them off now for sure. And I'm really about to start going in there because it pisses me off. And it's like, I know for a fact y'all sending me old fruit because I'm ordering and y'all think, they'll just take anything. So let's just send them these old ass grapes or these old ass peaches or whatever. And then this last batch was just terrible. It was like we threw out the old grapes, and then when they sent the new grapes, they were like older than the grapes we already had. Just fucking bullshit. And not to mention, before I get to the puffy shit, Diddy, and I didn't know eggs is like $12, $14, $15 now. Did y'all know that? Like eggs is like fucking $15. Like I ain't even, like if you don't pay attention to the prices for about a few months, you'll look up and shit is like 3 or 4 times what you thought it was. So just throwing that out there. Walmart, y'all need to get y'all delivery shit together. Y'all is terrible. Y'all can't compete with DoorDash or Instacart and all that. Y'all shit horrible. So anyway, appreciate y'all for listening to my rants. Y'all always let me get this shit off my chest. And a big fuck you goes out to Walmart. Don't send me no more old ass grapes. And some about them old grapes send you to the bathroom faster, but that's a whole nother episode. I'll put old grapes in the same category as Taco Bell as far as how it make you run to the bathroom. But anyway, let's get into this fucking Diddy. This actually is a good documentary because you know they're coming out with a Diddy documentary every 5 minutes. And it's so much of the same info being regurgitated. But this documentary actually went into detail about certain things. It's not rushed. Like I said, it's 5 episodes. Now I'm only on episode 2, so I don't know if they're gonna add more episodes, but as right now, there's 5 episodes. And let me tell you what the theme of this documentary is, and you need to check it out. But I'm gonna give you a nice recap. The way only I could do it, right? So let's get into this. Now, the theme of this documentary that you learn really fast is that Puffy Diddy, Mohawk Diddy, whatever you want to call him, has a crazy, insane temper that he never got help with. And the combination of that huge temper, becoming a millionaire at 19 and literally never held accountable. They caused a person to just be this monster, not being held accountable, being a millionaire, and also having a huge temper that might have came from when you were a kid. I don't know. They say he was bullied. I'm gonna get into all of that. But the theme that you could tell that this documentary is trying to show is that Diddy is the example of a crazy, fucking insane temper that he never got over. And it was never checked. He was never held accountable. And that's why we are here with him in prison. And what do you call it? The trial is going to be during Cinco de Mayo. And that's why we're here. Because see, if Diddy would have grew up in my household, he wouldn't even be in prison right now, because he would have got his ass whooped so much as a kid for doing shit he ain't had no business doing. That shit would have been checked. Some of the shit that they say went on when he was a kid and teenager, man, in my family, shit. You wouldn't have no family, because they gonna get you straight. And if you ain't gonna get straight, your ass just getting banished. Back in the day, we got old school rules. And I think that's what Diddy needed. But let's get into this. So let's start the documentary. I was about to say the Diddy-mentary. There's so many documentaries, I'm gonna start calling them a Diddy-mentary. So in the Diddy-mentary, they open talking about what happened to Cassie, and not the one you know about. What was that, 2018 or whatever, that footage with Cassie? The one we all know, not that one. This one came from 2010. It was 2010, and they were in a hotel. And I'm gonna play this clip from the assistant that was around. Now, these are all like Diddy's assistant. These are like real motherfuckers speaking out on Diddy ass.
Hotel. The Beverly Hills Hotel is like a 1-bedroom suite. I fall asleep on the couch because I don't go out. And he storms in. Where the f is he? I like wake up all of a sudden like what the who are you talking about? And then they go into the room, shuts the door. And all I hear is, get the out of here, get the out of here. He's like on a rage. He's being puffed. And at this point, I'm just thinking of her safety. And so I'm packing her stuff up. Once he leaves, I see the aftermath on Cassie, because knots on her head, bruised eye, busted lip. It was horrific. And so all I could think of was, we need to get back to my house. You need to get the out of here. We can't call the police. We can't go to the hospital. We're scared of Puff. We're always scared of him. If we call the police, what would happen? He's a very powerful person in the business, and he can do things that will make you go away. Many people are afraid of him till this day. So what were we supposed to do? We just had to like fix whatever was happening at that moment. And that's kind of like how the business is. I called my friend who's a doctor, and I'm like, you have to take care of this, because this is not okay. Be a witness to this, because we can't call anyone. But I felt like this has happened before, because she was so nonchalant about it. Cassie and I never spoke about that incident after.
Now, that's 2010. Picture this environment. This is not the incident that everybody knows about. This is 2010. So get an idea of what the fuck been going on all this time. Now, this situation, Diddy
beat the hell out of her. They called beat the hell out of Cassie. The assistant called a doctor she knew that came and patched up and fixed Cassie up and whatever, and did it independently, not going to a hospital or anything like that, of course, because he don't want the word out there. And so yeah, this is another incident displayed in this documentary that just shows his rage, and it shows again a crazy temper with no accountability. And here we are. Now, they go on the documentary to go on and talk about the Vibe editor. We talked about that on the other episode. The Vibe editor said that it was never their common practice. They didn't let any artists see the proofs before they would come out. So like Diddy did a cover for Vibe magazine, and what happened was Diddy wanted to see the cover before it was put out. Well, that was against the rules. And Diddy didn't want to go for that. So this is a woman. So Diddy threatened her, sent man to her, threatened that she would be dead in a trunk because she would not show him how the cover of the Vibe magazine looked before it came out. Now, it's so much shit wrong with this, but the main thing that really gets me is any man that threatens bodily harm, threatens to kill, or any of that with a woman is just frankly a bitch. And that's just plain as day what it is. I don't care who get mad about it or who don't care. I'm from Cleveland, and that's a bitch move. Now, nobody, I don't care who you are, you're not tough threatening a fucking woman. Like, at all. And I don't respect it, and I don't give a fuck who don't like that, because ain't nobody gonna check me. I've been on this earth a long time, and I've been saying exactly what the fuck I feel from my heart my whole life. And ain't nobody shut me up yet, and ain't nobody gonna shut me up, because right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't play no sides. I just keep it real. We not honoring or respecting nobody who think they can talk like that to a woman and this and that. Like, ain't nothing tough about that. I don't know what to say. So just when I see this, and it ain't just Diddy, it's just any guy. Like, it's like it's like, what you think that's tough, or you think that's, I don't know. So check out what this lady was saying about the Vibe magazine stuff, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Recently come to realize the members of the staff at the time was that he had actually, in the days before, come up to the Vibe offices with two tough guys looking for me in order for my safety and in order for the magazine pages to remain intact. Shuttles from office to office until the coast was clear, and waited outside, standing on the corner with the proofs, the pages of the magazine that were being prepared to go to print. And then my managing editor came down and got the pages for me and put me in a cab to Brooklyn. But the thing is, sitting right here, right now, I have no memory of any of that.
Now check this out. Now, what's she talking about? Because you ain't watched the documentary, so you might not know exactly what she mean. But okay, so the situation with her, she's the editor. The situation with her, the Vibe magazine, got so intense with this fucking issue, this one issue, this one magazine cover that when it was time to deliver the proofs so it could go to print, they had to watch her and guide her and protect her along the way as if she was the fucking president of the United States. She had to be protected like that. So they put her on a cab. She took the proofs in the cab. Someone went with her. Then they gave her a cab and sent her back. And everybody watched her the whole way. And it was so traumatic for her being a Black woman. You got to imagine, too, this was a while ago. I mean, we've come a little ways, but, you know, it's still not even just Black women, for women in general in a male-dominated industry. You already know what's going on and how tough it is. So for her to have to go through all of that and all she's doing is doing her job, the shit was so traumatic that she don't even fucking remember it. She don't even remember. And like this lady, I know her background a little bit. She's an editor at Vibe, but she's done other stuff in the entertainment industry. These ain't people, like, I don't see her lying. Now, let me just be honest. This ain't some person just on the internet looking for clout. This is a professional. This is someone who's worked their way up, who is good on their own. But it's just come to a point where Diddy has been getting away with this shit so long. People are so happy that now they can come out without fearing for their motherfucking life. If I was to title this documentary, I would title it, I mean, I know you can't title it no ghetto terms and all that, but I would title it The Fall of Diddy, ... Everybody Ain't Lying. That would be my title. The Fall of Diddy, ... Everybody Ain't Lying. So then they detailed the Vibe magazine. And like I said, you see this theme going on. Big temper, big money, big power, no accountability. That's a recipe that's a disaster recipe. So they say this came from him growing up and being bullied, and Diddy was spoiled. So a lot of the kids in the neighborhood would just take shit from him. And so they saying Diddy built up this, insecure, need to be powerful type persona. And then they also went on to talk about the first year when he was at Howard University. He beat his girlfriend with a belt, and they had people from the college on there speaking about that, saying that Diddy it wasn't his first time. He did that a lot. I got a quote from her, matter of fact, about the belt incident. And this is horrific. So this is at Howard University, Diddy's first year. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. This is kind of what went on. So this is the pattern. Like, this girlfriend is previous to the next one I'm gonna talk about, Misha, which is previous to Kim Porter, which previous to Cassie. But they all have stories of getting their ass whooped by Diddy. And that's what's important to acknowledge.
This event, honestly, is so vivid to me. The night began with me in my dorm room. We heard someone yelling and screaming. So we pushed up the window just enough to get a little idea what was going on. We saw that it was Sean Puffy Combs, a fellow student. And he was screaming, "Get your ass downstairs, come downstairs right now." And he had taken his belt off and he was whipping the wall. Mad, angry. They were connected somehow romantically. And when she came downstairs, timidly and scared and really not knowing what to do, he started beating on her, whipping her with that belt. She's taking it. We're involved because now he's abusing her. So we're yelling, "Get off of her. Stop hitting on her. Leave her alone." He's yelling back, "Mind your business. Mind your business. But we're yelling for her. Leave her the alone. Pushes her back into the doorway of the dorm.
Now, after beating her and doing all this stuff, he is no police were involved. They say Diddy left. They said they were kids, didn't know no better. They think back, you know, in college, they think back they should have called the police. They should have did this. They think about a lot of shit they should have did and could have did. And they didn't do any of it. But again, another pattern of abuse. They even went on to talk about an incident with Steve Stout, a record exec. Diddy had just did a video with Nas. Y'all remember the Nas video, Hate Me Now? So they detailed that incident. A lot of us knew about it, but we didn't know some of the details of the aftermath of it. And what happened was Diddy did a video with Nas called Hate Me Now. And in the video, they were depicted as Jesus on the cross being crucified and beat down by the public or society or whatever. And so this was a big video. This was Nas's chance to get a little more mainstream attention. And then also it was a way for Diddy to get a little quote unquote street cred. So it's a big video. Y'all remember Hate Me Now? Like it was a big hit. Well, anyway, the final proof of that video went to MTV and to be shown. But there was some particular scene or something that Diddy didn't like that about him, like something. It was like a vain reason more to. Let's see, it is what it seems like. I don't know. They didn't go into the detail, but it seemed like it was just something he didn't like how he looked or something. Long story short, Diddy goes to Steve Stout, who was a record exec at the time. Diddy drives to his office with his goons or whatever, and proceeded to beat the hell out of Steve Stout. He caught an assault charge. And when he caught this assault charge, what happened? Nothing. Now, when he beat Steve Stout, they said he pummeled him with a phone and made him bleed and nodded his head up, all kind of stuff over a video that had nothing to do with, you know, Steve Stout just doing, everybody just doing their job. But if you don't do what Diddy wants you to do when Diddy says it, then violence occurs. And so when he was charged with assault, this is in New York, y'all know he had the lawyers and judges all in his back pocket. That assault charge that should have pretty much had jail time, he ended up, they knocked it down to a misdemeanor, and he had 1 day of anger management. And that was it. Case over, misdemeanor, no nothing. Steve Stout fucked up. Now, even rewind to the Howard incident. After he beat the hell out of his girlfriend and with the belt and all of that, amongst all type of other shit that happened at Howard ended up giving him I think it was like an honorary degree or some shit. So instead of him being punished, the opposite happened. He was lifted. He was made to become a bigger star because of foul shit. So think about it. If you got everything going for you, you're making money. Diddy was a millionaire, they say, at 19 years old. And so you're making money, 19, 20. You already don't think nobody can tell you shit. And then when you do some of your most fucked up shit, it actually turns and makes you a bigger star. Why are we surprised? This is why we have parents. This is why we raise our children. This is why we put them on punishment. This is what we're trying to guard against, because you can't reward bullshit. And when you look at this documentary, it goes into it. Now, one of the crazy like shit that pertain to this fucking case that people need to pay attention to in this documentary is there are so many people saying that Diddy had a gun and shot that girl with Shine in that club incident with J-Lo. Now, this is bigger than some fucking documentary shit because they trying to pull that shit back up. They trying to implicate J-Lo. And there's a driver, there's two people that got some crazy info about Diddy in that fucking club shooting that's gonna come. I'm telling you, this shit gonna come out in this Fed case. Mark my words. Two people, Little Rod and the driver. Now, the driver said something that had never been said before. He even said it when he came on the camera. He said, I've never spoke out publicly. But this driver said he was called to drive Diddy that night, Diddy and J-Lo. This was a job for him. It was just, he was called to do it. He wasn't like a everyday worker for Diddy. This is just an opportunity. He says he's driving Diddy around, and as they're going to the club, he sees, I guess in the rearview mirror or somehow, he sees Diddy fucking with a gun. He said Diddy saw him, but he just didn't say shit. Now this goes on to be an important gun because this is the one that they saying he shot the lady. That we all know, the lady that said she was shot in the face by Diddy. But if you know how the story ended up, Diddy was made to be innocent and Shine took the fall. So this driver also says after the incident in the club when Diddy, when the shots went out and Shine and all that, they say they left Shine and it was Diddy and his bodyguard Wolf riding with him, and they ended up running from the cops. They were making Diddy and Wolf was his bodyguard back there, rest in peace, Wolf. They were making the driver run from the cops, and the driver was doing what they said. He was scared. But finally, they were cornered. The police got him. The chase was over, and they arrested them all. Now, when they get arrested, the driver says, Diddy says, under his breath, I will give you $50,000 to take this gun charge. $50K. And when the dude wouldn't take that, he said Diddy offered his $300,000 ring. Yeah, his $300,000 ring. He said he could hold that for collateral. So here he is, same thing. Violence, money, no accountability. And then what happened, if y'all know the case, Diddy got out of it, innocent, lied, saying he never did anything when everybody know he was the one shot. He shot shots in the club, and Shine was a kid at this time, a young kid just signed as a rapper with Diddy. He ended up going for 10 years. And so we see again another, what do we say?
From the area of the melee towards the door. See them reaching their waist. To tell my friends, oh my God, let's go. Watch out, something's getting ready to go down. Just as I turn back and I look at them, see them both holding guns, and God said to me, be still, you're about to get hit. And I just see the muzzle flash. Grab my face because I instantly feel this hot, torching flame on my face, and I turn my head and I'm like, oh my God, I got shot in my face. I felt myself separated, and the cold air rushed towards my chest and passed through me. I could feel it pass through me. I was certain that I was going to be dead at that moment because I didn't think a human could lose that much blood and still be alive. And I just... I knew my life would never be the same again.
Another life ruin. That's the young lady who said And she would say this from the beginning. Nobody believed her. She said Puffy was the one who shot her. And nobody believed her. And so to the people that say, and this is a perfect opportunity to say this too, to the people that say, why didn't y'all say stuff, or why didn't anybody say nothing back then? People did. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers didn't believe them. So anytime y'all, I see that, it pisses me off, because we have people who've been saying this shit since the 90s. Nobody believed them. And now they're getting some type of justice. And now we have assholes that be in the comments or just wanting to be contrarians talking about, well, why y'all didn't say nothing then? Why y'all saying something now? Motherfucker, because y'all didn't believe them then. They did say stuff. This lady right here was saying since this happened 20 plus years ago that Diddy shot her in the face. Nobody wanted to believe her. Now they believe her. So let's stop with that. Why didn't anybody say nothing then? Because people was saying shit then, but wasn't nobody believing it. And on top of that, Diddy had the whole fucking system in his back pocket. So what the hell you gonna say? So we go on. That's one person implicating Diddy. But then Lil Rod, if you remember, Lil Rod is besides Cassie, he another big reason why all this shit going, because Lil Rod filed a lawsuit talking about Diddy was trying to play with him, and what did he even said Cuba Gooding Jr. Did some type of gay sexual assault to him or something, whatever. But Lil Rod says Diddy told him that he shot somebody or shot a lady in that club with Shine. And Lil Rod, he can tell you himself.
With Puffy in 2023, he mentioned once that he shot a person in the club when J-Lo was with him. He said he's done a lot of things before, and sometimes he can be a person over-exaggerate. It's not okay. He's talking that stuff. He's been sipping juice or whatever it is. But then I told somebody that, they said no. That was a situation that happened.
So that's him basically saying Diddy told him that he did that. Come on, y'all. This shit is crazy. And like I said, everybody ain't fucking lying. And like a lot of this stuff is police report. There were arrests, there were cases. It's just that all this shit was thrown out or slaps on the wrist. But damn, when you look at it, it's almost like, y'all know my favorite saying, every 5 minutes, Diddy was doing some bullshit. Now I'm just on episode 2. And I'm not even talking about every single thing that they talked about in those 2 episodes, because I would be here for hours and hours and hours. I ain't trying to hold up y'all time like that. But this is just episode 2, and I ain't even got through all of the incidents. There were people who knew a lot of stuff about the freak-off parties, right? And they said at that time they couldn't cover shit or say shit because they would get blackballed, harmed, deleted, whatever. So when you look at it, you say, there's no fucking reason anyone should be surprised. You could have one, maybe 2 incidents like this, but I'm gonna say one, maybe. Give somebody an incident where you do something stupid, harm somebody, whatever, one time. Maybe, hey, look, give somebody some grace, right?
none of us perfect. I ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. Anybody listen to it. So let's just say we give somebody once to do something stupid like that. You know, these little frivolous incidents. But Diddy got like hundreds of these. Hundreds of, you got an attitude like a little petulant child, and then now you wanna put your hands on people or threaten people's lives every time you look around because you don't get your way. Like I said, it's deeper than even this case. It's just like, it's really crazy to realize when you realize how much shit people went through trying to make it, trying to work hard. If you got to bust your ass to get a record contract. And so what people don't realize, you have to bust your ass. I've been there. Bust your ass, sacrifice your life, sacrifice holidays. Shit, when I was grinding to get my record deal, shit, it was Christmases and shit. I was by myself in the studio, me and my producer. When I was the type of person, I was with my family. We had candlelight dinners on Christmas. We were real close. But during my grind of grinding myself up to a record deal, man, I sacrificed everything. And I'm telling you that because, so as a woman, you do that same thing of what I just talked about. You sacrifice to get somewhere, and then you run into a guy like Diddy. Now, people don't understand why that woman didn't say anything. Well, I don't know if you've ever sacrificed your whole fucking life for something, but when you sacrifice your whole fucking life for something, sometimes you'll let some shit slide because you're trying to get to your goal in which you sacrificed your whole fucking life for. I think that's hard for some people to understand. But I've been there, so I understand what it's like to sacrifice your whole life. And people think that it's so easy to just sacrifice your whole life, start making a little headway, start making a name, and then you're going to throw that all away because this guy touched you inappropriately or whatever. Now, of course, we all say, report them, call the police, all of that. Of course, it's bad. But you didn't put that work in that person has to throw everything away for in order to get justice. So it's easy for you to say, hey, just tell, just do this, just do that. But you got to understand, a lot of people not willing to throw away that work. And that's what's happening. And that's what Diddy preyed on. This is from men and women. They talked about a girlfriend named Misha in the early days. This was the bad boy days. This was the very, very beginning of Bad Boy. And Misha was the one who picked out, made Lil' Kim's, gave her style, styled all the artists. But Misha was actually Kim Porter before Kim Porter. Misha was actually Cassie before Cassie. And what I mean by that is Diddy has altercations which are backed up by police reports and shit where he beat Misha's ass. He beat her ass and put his hands on her and stuff like that in front of her family members one time. She was holding the 2-month-old baby. Now, unless I missed it, I'm not sure if they were saying that 2-month-old baby was hers and Diddy's or just hers, but I'm guessing it had to be hers and Diddy's. Y'all let me know if y'all know anything about like the details of that. I'm gonna have to look into that. But anyway, she was holding a 2-month-old baby and Diddy is pushing her and threatening to take her baby and saying she'll never see the baby again. Just all kind of shit. And everybody around the situation said Misha was a hard worker. She styled Lil' Kim. She styled all the artists. She was a sweetheart. And they said Diddy just tormented her. And again, this is backed up by police reports, police statements, and everything. Then we go from Misha to Kim Porter. They detailed times where Diddy would see Kim would be in the club having a good time with her friends. You know, Diddy was running around doing God knows what with God knows who. So him and Kim Porter even would be off and on. You know what I mean? So this would even be a time where they weren't even technically together. And a friend said Kim was in there having a good time. Diddy goes in there and embarrasses her in front of everybody, cussing her out, telling her to get her ass home. She shouldn't be out, and would do shit like take her purse and just dump the shit out in the middle of the VIP. Just to embarrass her. This nigga a lunatic, y'all. That's like, imagine being tormented like that. Imagine. And then you go from Kim Porter to Cassie. See, money, power, with no accountability, that pretty much equals the devil. And I ain't talking about just Diddy. I'm talking about many motherfuckers. Too much money and power with no accountability equals motherfuckers getting hurt left and right. And before I continue, let me stop right there real quick and shout out my subscribers of the day. Today I have one honorable mention. Gina Brown. Blessed with Angels is her nickname. Gina Brown, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for subscribing to the podcast, which is now on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. And for the subscription, you get access to all the exclusive content on my audio version. I appreciate it, and it helps keeps the lights on. And I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you, Gina, for subscribing. She did a $3 donation, $3 subscription. And we love you for that. And anybody else, if you want to subscribe, please do. I appreciate it. And I keep the exclusive content rolling. And our panels, our weekend panels are fun. I love those. And we're having one this weekend for all the subscribers. I will send an email blast out, and we're going to kick it and talk about this documentary. Like I said, I still got 3 episodes to watch. This is just breakdown of 2 episodes. And really, I left a lot of shit out. So I don't want to tell so much that it's not enjoyable for y'all to watch. So it's plenty of stuff on there that I didn't even mention. But the subscriber of the day is who is the subscriber of the day? Subscriber of the day is Shannon Riddle. She had the top subscription yesterday, $4 subscription. Let's give her a hand of applause. And let me give her some real claps. Thank you, Shannon. Shannon, I really appreciate it. You are keeping this thing going. We're going to grow. We started out as just an audio podcast. We are video now with Patreons and interviews, coming up with guests, and who I never would have thought all this shit was going to happen. But like I always say, I'm here to motivate. And anybody out there, don't listen to what people saying you can do and can't do. Because guess what? 2 years ago, they told me I couldn't do this shit that I'm doing. 2 years ago, they told me they said, what the fuck is he doing? How can he go from real estate to he think he gonna be a content creator? But guess what? 2 years ago, they was asking me what the fuck I was doing. And now today they asking me how the fuck did I do it? And I don't say that to brag, because I don't give a fuck about bragging. I don't do nothing to show off or none of that. I do shit that I like to do and stay real. But what I do like to do is motivate people out there that have dreams that are working towards it. Because one of my pet peeves is I hate people who always want to stand on the sidelines and tear down people for chasing what they want to do or their dreams or what they're going to do in their life. And I don't like that shit. So use me as an example of you could do that shit, and also as an example of telling them motherfuckers to kick rocks. Because just like I always tell my son, long as you got a plan, you the man.
And the only reason they bothering you and your plan is because they don't have a fucking plan. And that's what I want y'all to remember. I don't care what you're trying to do. I'm in podcasting, influencer. That's my lane. But whatever you're doing, if you're trying to start that nursing situation, you want to be a nurse, you're trying to get into that, you're trying to do home health care, any of that, I don't care what you're doing, you can do it. And that is the main goal of what I bring to the table. Yeah, we talk about stories, but I also want to make sure and motivate my people because I do it for the dreamers. And so we're going to move on and get back to Diddy. But I just had to shout out my subscribers. Make sure you check me out. We on YouTube every Monday through Friday, 7:30. You can come kick it with me. And Shanna in here been kicking it. Shout out to Shanna. And we just have a ball. And if you can't catch the audio on Spotify and Apple and some other places. Also, I want to read we talked about the boycotting before I get to the rest of this Diddy shit. I like to read my fan mail because, like I said, this is not only a voice for me, this is a voice. I'm a voice for y'all. Like, it don't matter. Y'all might say some shit that I ain't even talking about. But if I feel like if you feel like it needs to be heard, go ahead and drop it in the fan mail. Now, I talked about the boycotting Target. If y'all know, a lot of minorities and women, a lot of them are boycotting Target because they dropped their DEI. And I talked about that, gave you the pros and cons and what to look out for and shit that they're not telling y'all and shit they are telling you, and just broke it down. Well, I had somebody who wanted to speak on that and they did it in the fan mail. I'm going to read it to y'all. And this is what this person says from Detroit, Michigan. Instead of boycotting Target, you should have been paying attention during the presidential race. You know who told you exactly what he was going to do. If he became president. So basically, she's saying that the person, Trump, who told you what he was going to do before he even became president, and people still voted for him. This person goes on to say, you picked him, you voted him into office, the American people picked him, now you must pay the price. Peace. So, like I said, it's just one of a person that put that in the fan mail. And anytime you want to speak on anything, and I know how it is, sometimes you just want your fucking words to go out. I tell my best friend all the time, I like the fact that I get to just vent on shit for real. That's one thing I like about my job and what I do. And so same thing to y'all. I know sometimes some stuff get talked about and you just want to say some shit loud. Well, go ahead and put it in the fan mail. And if I can get to it, I will read it on the show. So let's continue. We got about, oh shit, we damn near done. This time be flying with y'all. I tell you, I am not bullshitting. It's my favorite time of the day. Is I get to kick it with y'all. I like that we got this. I got it set up on YouTube now, so some of my people can come in here and kick it with me while I'm doing this. Now I ain't so lonely. And so let's finish this Diddy documentary. And like I said, I'm gonna do probably some more breaking down. Maybe, I don't know, if after I watch it, see if there's some more breakdown need to be done. I might release it as exclusive content, but I know for sure we'll have a panel this weekend. And like I said, subscribers will be invited. And so at the end of the day, like I said, the theme of this documentary was Diddy not being held accountable and all the shit that he got away with. And like I said, I'm only on episode 2. It's 5 there now. So check it out. The Diddy documentary is called The Fall of Diddy. It's on ID. And one last thing I wanted to get to before I get out of here on this Diddy documentary. I want you to hear how this promoter almost died because Diddy, when they had that East Coast, West Coast shit going on, Diddy saw that he had a Death Row t-shirt on, which was given to him. He was a promoter, so people was passing out shit, so they gave him a Death Row East t-shirt and he wore it. And listen how this turned out for him.
His car, years over
and cuts me off and forces me into an both jumped out of the car. The shot blasted off. Lance yelled, cut, cut. I don't know who shot me. I leaped over the island and now it's a car face. All I know is I need to get away. So I'm driving, I'm going down a one-way streets, I'm on the sidewalk at one point. It's a high-speed chase going on.
All of that because a promoter that he didn't even know had a t-shirt that just said Death Row East. And he ended up in not a police, but being chased by Diddy and his goons and shot at. This, all I'm gonna say is Diddy guilty of whatever the fuck they said he did. Him and his 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get the fuck up out of here, y'all. But I appreciate y'all. Shout out Shannon for keeping me company this morning. Heck, I like some of your comments. Great comments. As always, we're gonna be right back tomorrow for Thirsty Thursdays. Make sure you got your water ready. And we'll be back here on YouTube at 7:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow again. And 8:30, between 8:30, depends on how long it takes to upload, but about 8:30 on Apple and Spotify with the audio version. But you know what it is, y'all. I'm gonna go on and wrap it up right the fuck here on this Fall to Diddy recap. Check out the documentary on ID so that if you're in the panel this weekend, you'll know what the hell you're talking about and we can have a discussion. I don't think YouTube can hear the music. As always, I love y'all and I'm out. We just wrapped up the show, y'all. What's up, Felix? Boat right. What's up, Felix? What's going on, Boat right? What you up to, Felix? We definitely wrapped it up for the day. And we about to get up out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Just watching, catching up, Felix. Yeah, you missed me. We here at 7:30, Felix. So check me out. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate the support. And you can watch the whole episode now. I'm out. Felix. Big dog.